Hello everybody, this is Oofish here, and today I'm bringing you a quick video on PC versus console. Now I'm sure if you've been anywhere around the internet, you've probably come across some people debating between PC, console, which one's better. Now, my goal in this video is going to be to try and bring you an unbiased version of really the benefits and kind of not so benefits of each side, PC and console. Now, I do not own a next-gen console, so you can call me a little bit biased here as I do have a PC, but I'm going to try my very best to not be biased. So let's start off here, and let's just start talking about the benefits of the console. Now, the benefits of having a console are this, straight off the bat. No installation time. When you rush over to your GameStop, Walmart, Target, wherever the hell you go to get your console games, you get just the disc right off the shelf, right? You don't have to wait for installation times. Maybe you have to wait for updates, but that's pretty negligible. So that's one huge factor. You don't have to wait a couple hours if you have slow internet to install like Battlefield 4. It's like huge. Battlefield 4, I think for PC it was 30 gigs. That's pretty damn massive. Now, also on top of that, let's move on to the next benefit of playing console. You get a level playing field. Now, you can look at this as kind of beneficial to you maybe, or not so beneficial, depending on how much money you have, really. On PC, you can kind of look at it as not such an even playing field, because you have people with different levels of PC. Now, of course, after you hit maybe $500, the playing field kind of doesn't really make a difference. You know, if you're getting 60 FPS, you know, you're not... And you can tell the difference, of course, in like a first-person shooter between a bush, the ground, and a person. Then you're not really at a huge disadvantage between anyone else who has a higher-end PC. But that's the benefit of a console. Everyone's playing on the same hardware, so everything is exactly the same. I mean, some people, of course, have mod controllers, but let's just kind of leave that out. Most people are on the same hardware. Same controller, same Xbox, same PlayStation, same everything. Whereas on PC, you can have someone that's on like a $200 crap machine or someone's laptop that can't run any games extremely well. 10 FPS, they're going to be lagging up everything. They can't play. On the even playing field, they don't really have a chance to compete. Same thing with mice, keyboards. Not so much with keyboards. I mean, you don't really need a great keyboard for gaming, but mice, you have DPI, sensitivity, all that crap. It's, you know, it's a little bit complicated, but I guess that kind of is a win for the console right there. Now, console, one negative. I can see right here. Worse graphics settings. Now, of course, you're saying with next gen, they promised us with the PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, 1080p 60 FPS. Now, where are we right now? We're not quite hitting that 1080p 60 FPS. I think that we're a little bit far off right now with performance on those to see that we can get 1080p 60 FPS. With PCs, we've been there for a while, but now we're trying to, on PC, reach out to get 4K 60 FPS. Now, it's a bit of a far ways away, maybe a couple years, like 5 years probably, until you can do that on a fairly, you know, average price PC, whereas now it's unachievable even if you dump $10,000 into a PC. But in any case, that's still a negative for the console. Right now, you're still not running all of your games at 1080p. I mean, if they are even 1080p, then they're probably being upscaled from like some odd resolution. I believe like 762p. A lot of like Xbox and PlayStation 4 games are being upscaled from. I mean, this is pretty ridiculous. And games are being locked to 30 FPS. I heard of a game company, they locked it to 30 FPS, and they said it's part of their artistic choice. It's closer to what movies shoot at, 24 FPS. There's a huge difference between a movie and playing a game. You feel the lag when you're playing a game. Also, you have motion blur in movies, and it makes a huge difference between the way your eye kind of sees it. It's not as choppy in a movie. But, of course, you have all these game devs that are kind of just bullshitting out of their asses. And, yeah, that's what they're doing to try and have an excuse for why consoles aren't running at the way that they should. Now, let's lead us into our first benefit for PC. Now, graphics. Now, you could say that, oh my god, you need a $1,000 PC to get good settings. What the hell? It's not exactly how it works, man. You can get a PC for $500, roughly $500, give or take a couple bucks, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. You know, give or take like $50. You will be able to run games on high settings And just to prove it, here, I'll pull up my build I just put up. I just came up with a build that, as of the time of this video, is $500. Just $500. It has a Intel Pentium G3258 3.2 gigahertz dual core processor. No hyper-threading, anything like that. It may just be a dual core, but this is a very special dual core. It's an Intel Pentium. It's the anniversary edition, and it's overclockable. And as you can see, you can look up the performance of this thing. It is a little beast. Now, for the motherboard, we got an ASRock Z97 Anniversary Series ATX LG1150 motherboard. Intel socket LG1150 Z97 chipset. Perfect for this new Pentium Anniversary Edition. Leaves tons of room for upgradability in the future if you want to go ahead and get something like an i5, i7. If you manage to get that into your budget down the road, if your CPU is just not pushing enough horsepower, that's fine. But as of right now, this CPU is a pretty big beast for only $69.99 in most places. You can even snag it for a little bit cheaper if you live near a Micro Center or something like that. Next things up, you got some RAM. Just get 2 4-gig sticks, 8 gigs in total, DDR3, 1600 megahertz. In this case, I went with Kingston Blue Red series. Now, this isn't a very big thing. Like RAM, it's basically okay if you just get Cas9 latency RAM. You get 2 sticks of 4 gigs if you in this case for our build, because we're looking to run in dual channel to increase performance. And we still have room to upgrade 16 gigabytes of RAM on this motherboard. It supports up to 32 gigs, but because we're using 4 gig DIMMs, then we can only go up to 32 gigs. For storage, Seagate Barracuda 1 terabyte, 7,200 RPM drive. Pretty speedy right there. It's only $49.99. You can also squeeze in a Western Digital Caviar Blue if you prefer Western Digital. And for graphics cards, I mean, you kind of got a little bit of discretion here. You can go with like an R7 260X if you prefer that, if you prefer AMD. But in this case, I chose an EVGA GTX 750 Ti 2GB card. GDDR5, perfect. Right now on NCIX US, this is $129.99. And this is going to be packing some awesome performance, being able to run games at high settings right now. And in the future, foreseeable future, about 1 year, it's going to pack high settings. And even then, this performance is going to be better than a console, this performance. You can find just tons of ways online to find out the relative performance of a console, looking at graphics, trying to find the way that you want games to run. You can look. Linus Tech Tips did a great video on showing the relative performance of a console where they compared it to an older GTX 480. And they literally lowered the graphics clock speed, the core clock speed of the GTX 480, and only then were they able to match console graphics with a GTX 480. I mean, that's a 5-year-old graphics card right now. I mean, it's pretty crazy like that. Now, anyways, I'm getting off topic. Case, we can get a Corsair Graphite Series 230T Gray ATX mid tower case. You can choose different color if you want. This is right now, it's about $60. And it's a pretty nice case. It's got all the features that you could want, I guess. It's got USB 3.0 support on it. No power button. It looks pretty sleek. And for $60, you can not really complain for that much. Okay, also, now for power supply, we've got an Antec Basic 350 watt ATX power supply. Now, you could bump this up to something a little bit better if you wanted to have some more room for upgrades for beefier graphics cards, beefier CPUs. But because this build uses so little power and it's so energy efficient, I don't really feel that we had the need. Jesus, what am I saying right now? That we had the need to get a beefier power supply. And it's only $30, so why the hell not? You can spend $5 more and get 430 watts, and then you'll be set forever. Alright. So, that is the PC build that you could get right now. $500. It's going to match, if not exceed, console performance. Totally worth it. Now, let's move on to why I prefer PC a little bit more. You got Steam summer sales. You can snag a game really cheap on that. $5. Great games. Wonderful. Alright, you can walk into Walmart, get a game maybe on sale for $20, but you can't get that same kind of stuff. And what do you find for $20 at Walmart is on sale? Some sketchy, like, I don't know, Farmville game or something. For Steam, I mean, $5, you can get some great games. You got, like, Gary's Mod, tons of other stuff. It's wonderful. Also, you get, I believe that the overall experience on PC is just a little bit ahead of console in the sense that you have third-party developers. You have, like, Oculus Rift and crap. Now, of course, this all costs money, but I'm saying that it cannot be overlooked. Of course, with console, you have stuff like, with Xbox, you have like Kinect and you can move around, all that crap. That's definitely a benefit for console too. Of course, but for PC, you have all this virtual reality technology that's developing right now that can be applied to gaming. Now, you can also use a controller, which I believe kind of widens the experience that you can have on the PC. So if you want to just lay back on the couch, you can just plug in your PC, especially with Valve's new kind of Steambox concept. Not really that new, but now it's kind of being developed a little bit further on that Linux OS that they're running. It's a little bit more supported now with a lot of games, and it is going to become something, I feel. I think that it kind of has its own place in the world. Now, last but not least, you've got with a PC, not desktop PC, but however with laptops, you are mobile. Now, you can argue with this. It is to get a gaming notebook that can run anything, you're going to need at least $800. Get like a Lenovo IdeaPad Y40, and you'll be able to run games, like medium settings. 1080p, it's not bad. And it's $800. I mean, that you're kind of getting on par with console performance, a little bit less, probably. But it is something that you could have to note. It is going to cost more money that with PC. If you want the best experience with PC, you are going to probably end up spending more money than you would on console. But at the same time, better experience comes with better money. More money. Overall, the price gap between PC console, you're going to end up probably evening out by the time, if you keep your console for a while, if you buy a couple of games per year, the price is going to level out. And to be honest with you, I hear people saying PC's cheaper. It can be cheaper, depending on what you do with it. But in most cases, I feel that PC console, they're probably equal in terms of price right there. So, that's it, guys. I hope that you've valued my opinion anyways. Please leave your opinions down below in the comments to see. I really want to see what you guys have to say about this stuff. Please don't start a flame war. Please don't hate me for what I'm saying. It's my opinion. I don't know. Let's just see how this goes. Guys, I'm going to try to start uploading a little bit more regularly. And we should have another video up soon about some other cool crap that I imagine. So, yeah. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.